Hello, and a very warm welcome to all of you joining us. You found your way to the deep dive right here on the Glowing Side channel.
I'm Mike.
And I'm Sarah.
And we're your guides for this discussion. We take ideas, sometimes complex ideas from all our sources, and we try to break them down into simple, clear steps.
Yeah, steps you can actually use in your life. Right away.
That really is the promise, isn't it? We're not here to talk over your head.
Not at all. We're here to talk like friends who found something really interesting and just, have to share it. How was your morning, by the way?
It was good, actually. Funny you should ask, because I was reading this little news piece, and it was saying how many people just skip financial planning. They think it's way too
Oh,
complicated.
that's a perfect lead-in.
Right.
Because that fear, that feeling of it being too complex is exactly what we're going to tackle today. My morning was similar, actually. I was looking at my spending from last year versus this year, and my salary hasn't changed. But things look so much better just because I put like an hour into setting up some simple rules.
See? That's it right there. A little bit of time makes a huge difference.
It really does.
And that brings us right to the heart of our discussion today.
Okay, let's get into it. Our deep dive today is focused on one big idea. And it's a powerful one, but it's also very simple. Planning for your money is just as important as planning for your future life.
It's about becoming the writer of your own financial story, instead of just letting things happen to you.
So if we were to define that, what is financial planning in the simplest, plainest words?
It's just deciding where your money is going to go before you actually spend it.
Before you spend it, that's the key.
It is. It's an act of intention. You're taking the money you worked hard for, and you're giving every single dollar a job to do.
I think that's such an important point, because a lot of people think they're planning when they just pay bills as they come in.
Right.
But that's not planning. That's reacting.
Exactly. And that's why this is so important right now. Our sources make this really insightful point that might surprise you. They say that usually how you manage your money, it matters much, much more than how much money you actually earn.
Okay, now that's where it gets really interesting, because if you're out there listening and thinking, I don't earn enough to need a plan.
You are missing the entire point.
Right.
That's the miss we really need to break today. Now, of course, there are people facing real hardship where their income just isn't enough. We have to acknowledge that. But for many, many people, the difference between struggling and feeling stable, it's just good management.
So if you manage $50 well, you're building the skills to manage $500 well later on.
Precisely. If you don't have a plan, that money, it doesn't matter how much it is, it just seems to disappear. It slips right through your fingers.
So this deep dive is for who exactly?
It's for everyone.
Everyone.
Whether you want to take a trip next year or save up for a house, or you just want to get to the end of the month without that feeling of stress.
Planning is what gets you there. It helps you prepare for the future.
And that preparation covers everything, really. It covers the good things, the exciting things.
Like family vacations or starting a new project.
Or finally buying that thing you've always wanted. But it also, and this is so important, it prepares you for the bad things.
The emergencies, the things you don't see coming.
Exactly. A sudden car repair, an unexpected bill. If you have a plan, those bad things are just inconveniences. They aren't catastrophes.
So our mission for this deep dive is pretty clear.
Very clear. We're going to look at simple, practical ideas. We want financial planning to feel like a series of small, easy steps you can take, not like a huge mountain you have to climb.
Okay, so let's start with the very first big lesson. This one is all about change.
Right. The core idea here is fundamental. Your financial plan is not set in stone.
It's not something you write once and then just forget about.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
It's a living, breathing thing. It has to grow and change right along with you.
So if you made a financial plan, say, 6 months ago, and you haven't looked at it since,
You might already be off track, and you might not even realize it.
that's a great way to put it. It's like trying to navigate a new city with a map from 10 years ago.
Exactly. The roads have changed. Your destination has probably changed.
Your car is different.
Your whole car is different. So that plan you made one time, it's just not enough. Life changes all the time.
And when life changes, your money situation changes too.
It has to. I mean, think about it. Your needs, your goals, they are always moving targets.
So maybe last year you were single and your biggest goal was saving up for a new computer.
Right. And now you're in a new relationship, and the goal is to save for an apartment together. That old computer goal, it's not the priority anymore. That money needs a new job.
Or what about when an expense goes away? Like you finally pay off a loan.
Oh, that's a great example.
Right.
Congratulations. But now you have all this extra cash in your budget each month.
And it shouldn't just vanish into random spending.
It needs a new, important job inside your updated plan. This is all about adaptability. Your plan has to match your life. Right now, this week, not the person you were a year ago.
Which brings up a good point. People get comfortable. It's easier to just keep doing the same thing even if it's not working anymore.
It is. It takes a little bit of effort. You almost have to, put it on your calendar, review my plan once a month.
Okay, so we have to adapt to our own life changes. But what about the outside world? Let's talk about the trap of trends.
Ooh, this is a big one. This is a silent killer of so many financial plans. All that outside pressure, what society says is cool or what you need to have, it can be a huge danger to your savings.
So hold on a second. Sometimes a trend is useful, isn't it? Like if I need a specific new piece of software to do my job better, that's not just a trend, that's an investment. How do we tell the difference?
That is a fantastic and really necessary question. We have to define what we mean by trend here. We're not talking about things you need for your career or tools that make you better at your job. We're talking about spending that's driven by status or wanting to fit in, not by actual need.
All right, so give us some simple examples of that kind of spending trap.
Think about the things that are all about being seen. That brand name bag that costs a fortune. Or upgrading your phone every single year when a new one comes out, even though your current phone works perfectly fine.
The pressure to do that is huge. You see the lines, the commercials.
Then you feel that pull, that little voice that says, everyone else has it. You feel like you'll be left out.
But if you buy that thing just because it's trendy and it wasn't in your plan,
you are literally stealing money from your own future. You're taking it away from a goal that actually matters to you.
like saving for a house or for your kids' education, or even just a stress-free retirement.
Exactly. The real goal is to stay true to your plan. Focus on saving for your goals, things that give you long-term value, not just things that influencers on social media tell you to buy.
So it's about valuing your future happiness more than that temporary feeling of having the newest gadget today.
That's it. And that leads us perfectly into our next section, which is about the smaller, sneakier problem, the small leaks of cash.
This section is so practical. I think every single person listening knows this problem firsthand. A good plan means you have to cut down on things you don't need. And more importantly, things you don't even truly want.
We're talking about those little impulsive purchases.
Like constant temptations.
They're everywhere. Our sources point to the classics, like that candy bar you grab when you're in the checkout line.
Or the discounted shirt you buy, even though your closet is already full.
Exactly. Or for a lot of people, it's that daily coffee from the fancy coffee shop.
The $5 latte.
That $5 latte. That is the perfect example of the danger. It's the power of small expenses adding up. $5 feels like nothing. It's tiny on its own.
But $5 a day, 5 days a week?
For 50 weeks a year, that's over $1,000.
Wow.
Suddenly, that tiny expense is a really big deal. It's money you probably didn't plan to spend.
It's a psychological trap, isn't it? We treat small amounts of money differently. If someone asked you for a $1,000 bill, you'd say no. But we give it away $5 at a time without even thinking.
It's like a bucket with a tiny, slow leak. You keep working hard to fill it up, but that little hole will eventually empty it.
So we need some practical strategies to plug those leaks.
Two very simple ones. Let's start with strategy A. This one is about budgeting for your vices.
So you're not saying we have to cut out all the fun?
Absolutely not. That's not realistic. You'd be miserable. A great idea is to plan for these small, fun expenses ahead of time.
You give yourself an allowance for them.
Exactly. Call it fun money. You decide, say, $50 a month is what you're allowed to spend on treats. Then, when you spend it, there's no guilt because it's part of the plan.
You're turning an impulse buy into a planned expense. You're back in control.
You are. And if there's something you really love, like that specialty coffee, find a way to save on it. Maybe you buy a nice coffee machine and make it at home. It's still your treat, but it's way, way cheaper over the long run.
The sources also mentioned buying in bulk.
Yes. If you love a certain snack, buying a big box of them is cheaper than buying one every day at the corner store. It saves you money, and it saves you from the temptation of grabbing 3 other things you didn't need while you're in the store.
That fun money allowance really gives you permission to live while still protecting your big goals.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's move on to strategy B. For me, this is one of the most powerful tools there is. It's the purchase delay tactic.
It's so simple, but it works so well. Before you buy anything that wasn't already in your plan, you have to do 2 things. First, ask yourself, do I want this or do I need this?
And then, no matter what the answer is, you wait.
You delay the purchase.
Yeah.
And the length of the delay depends on the cost.
Okay, let's break that down step by step. What about for really small expenses, like that piece of candy or a soda?
For something small and cheap like that, you just wait 1 hour.
1 hour.
That's it. The goal is just to let that initial impulse fade away. Most of the time, 60 minutes later, you've forgotten all about it. If you still want it and it's in your fun budget, fine. But usually, the urge is gone.
Okay, now what about a medium purchase? Something like a new pair of shoes or a video game?
For something in that range, you wait 1 day, a full 24 hours.
Sleep on it.
You have to sleep on it. Put the item in your online shopping cart and just close the window. The next day, if you still feel strongly that you need it, you can think about it. But so often, that urgency is just gone.
And finally, for a big purchase, a new TV, a piece of furniture, anything that costs a lot.
For a large purchase, you must wait several days or even a week.
A whole week.
It's non-negotiable. This delay gives your rational brain time to take over. You can look at your budget and see if you can really afford it. You can research to find a better price. You can ask yourself if it will truly add value to your life.
Because so much of our spending is driven by emotion or just convenience. By forcing that time gap, you're letting logic catch up.
The goal isn't to deny yourself everything. It's just to be more mindful. To make sure your hard-earned money is going toward things you actually truly value.
Every purchase you delay and decide against, it's a little win for your future self.
And that brings us perfectly to our third section, making sure the plan you create is actually realistic.
This one is huge, because if the plan isn't realistic, you're just not going to stick with it.
Exactly. The third big lesson is that your money plan must be real. If you make a plan that is way too strict or just no fun at all, you're setting yourself up to fail.
We see it all the time. Someone decides they're going to save 90% of their income and live on almost nothing.
All right, I'll just live on $5 a day. It sounds impressive, but it's usually impossible. It's a recipe for burnout.
You can maybe do it for a week or two.
And you feel deprived and stressed out and hungry.
Yeah.
And then you give up completely. And you probably overspend to make up for it.
So the plan has to support your happiness, not destroy it.
Yes. So we have to talk about planning for leisure. Your financial plan must. It must include money for things that are not strictly necessary but are, fun.
Going out with friends, ordering a pizza, seeing a movie.
These things are crucial for your mental health. You have to make a space for them in your plan. If you're using a simple budget like the 50-30-20 rule, that 30% for once is where the fun lives.
And even if you can't do 30%, you have to do something.
Even if it's just 10%. Or 5%, you have to have something. Now, sometimes life gets really tough, and you have to cut back hard. We get that. But even then, try to find a little room. If you can't afford fun now, plan for it in the future. Give yourself that light at the end of the tunnel.
It's a marathon, not a sprint.
That's the perfect way to say it. And during those tough times, you just shift your focus to finding affordable fun.
Free things.
Free things, cheap things, a walk in the park, a picnic with friends instead of an expensive dinner, out. The library. The key insight is that saving shouldn't feel like a punishment. It should be a tool to afford better things and experiences in the long run.
If your plan makes you miserable, it's the wrong plan.
Period. You have to adjust it.
Neat.
Before we get too carried away with the fun, there's one thing that has to come first. The absolute foundation of any good plan.
Okay. What is the #1 priority?
You have to start with the emergency fund first.
Always.
Always. This is not negotiable. Financial planning begins with building that safety net.
So let's define that clearly. What is an emergency fund?
It's money that you keep just for true, unexpected emergencies. Losing your job, a medical issue, a major repair to your car or home. It's your financial shield.
And how much should you have in there?
Most experts agree you should aim for 3 to 6 months worth of your essential living expenses.
3 to 6 months. That can sound like a lot of money to someone just starting out.
It can. But that's where we're going to talk about breaking goals down in a minute. But this money is your defense. It has to be your first savings goal.
And where do you keep it? Not under the mattress, I hope.
Please no. It should be somewhere safe and liquid. That means you can get to it quickly without losing any money. A high-yield savings account is usually the best place. It's safe, and it's separate from your daily checking account.
And so many people get this order wrong. They start saving for a vacation.
Before they have an emergency fund. And then the car breaks down. And guess what? They have to use their vacation money to fix the car. Now they have no vacation and no savings.
But if you build that emergency fund first, the broken car is just an inconvenience. You use the emergency fund, and your vacation savings are untouched.
That is smart planning. Safety first, then fun. Which takes us to our final section, finding the right tools and setting goals you can actually reach.
Okay, so the fourth lesson is all about the how. How do you actually track all of this?
And the main point here is that there is no single right way to do it.
I think this is where a lot of people get stuck. They try one method, it doesn't work for them, and they think, I'm just bad with money.
When really, it was just the wrong tool for them. People are different. Some people love using budgeting apps on their phone that connect to their bank. They want all the data, all the charts.
And that's great for them.
For them, it's perfect. But other people might need a financial consultant. Or they might work with their partner, and one person handles the budget. That's also fine.
And then there's the really simple, old-school method.
Pen and paper.
Yeah.
Or the envelope system, where you physically put cash for different categories into labeled envelopes. For some people, that physical connection to their money is what makes it all click.
So the core takeaway is, use what works for you.
Yes. Don't feel like you have to use a complicated spreadsheet if it makes you anxious. Use a simple notebook. It matters more that you get it done than how you do it. The goal is the habit of planning, not the specific method.
So once you have your tool, what's the last piece of the puzzle?
The final lesson. Lesson 5. This is how you take a huge, scary goal, like saving that 6-month emergency fund, and you make it feel easy. You plan in small-time steps.
You break it down.
You break it down into tiny, bite-sized pieces.
Yeah.
When you look at a goal like, I need to save $10,000, it feels impossible.
Overwhelming.
But when you break it down into what you need to do today, it becomes achievable.
Okay, let's walk through an example. Let's say your goal is to save $2,400 this year for something.
Okay, so step 1 is your yearly goal. Save $2,400. That's the big target.
Step 2, you break it down.
Right, what's that per month? You divide by 12, that's $200 a month. That is your monthly goal. That already feels much more manageable.
$200 a month, I can see that.
And then step 3, you break it down even more. How much do you need to save each week? $200 a month is about $50 a week. That's your weekly goal.
Okay, now it's getting really small.
And now for the final step, step 4. What is your daily goal? If you need to save $50 a week, that's about $7 a day.
$7 a day.
That's the magic.
Yeah.
When you only have to think about saving $7 today, it's not stressful at all. That's skipping one coffee. That's bringing your lunch from home. It's so easy to see how to do it.
The psychology of it completely changes.
It does. And you have to use your tool, whatever you chose, to track it. Every week you check in. Did I hit my $50 goal? If you only save $40, you know you just need to find an extra $10 next week. It's a small adjustment.
That is the whole cycle right there. Plan big, break it down small, track it, adjust, and repeat.
Slowly and clearly. That's how you win.
Wow. We've covered so much ground today, but we really did keep it simple. Let's do a super quick review of the 5 biggest ideas for everyone to take away.
Okay, first, adapt your plan. Life changes, so your plan has to change too. Look at it every month.
Second, stop impulsive spending. Use that purchase delay trick. 1 hour for small things, 1 day for medium, 1 week for big things.
Third, be realistic about fun. You have to include fun money in your plan or you'll quit.
Fourth, and this is the big one, save the emergency fund first. That safety net comes before everything else.
And finally, fifth, plan in small time steps. Break those huge goals into small daily actions that feel easy.
That's a great summary. For you, out of everything we talked about, what was the one big idea that really stood out the most?
For me, it's the very first thing we said. The idea that how you manage your money is more important than how much you earn. It's so empowering. It means anyone at any income level can take control and start winning with their money today.
I completely agree. That idea puts the power right back in your hands. And do you feel like someone listening to this can walk away with simple steps they can start using, like right now?
Absolutely. Everything we talk about, from delaying a purchase to breaking down a goal. You can literally start doing that this afternoon. The value is immediate.
Great. So before we go, we want to leave all of you with one final thought, something to think about.
If a small, unplanned expense, that daily little impulse buy, if it can grow big enough over a year to cause a real financial problem, then what unexpected joy or what important big goal could that exact same money have paid for if you had saved it instead?
Just think about that trade-off. Your money is a tool. Make sure it's building the life you actually want.
Thank you so much for joining us for this deep dive.
We really hope these lessons help, and if they did, please let us know in the comments which strategy you're going to try first. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel, Glowing Side, to help us spread these easy lessons and help other people too.
I'm Mike.
And I'm Sarah, and this has been The Deep Dive. We see you next time. Goodbye for now.
Goodbye, everyone.